Help if I undo my mic. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Networking Thursday today. Welcome to our seminar. It's August 12th, 2021. We're very glad you're with us today. Throughout the presentation, if you have questions, please just enter your questions into the chat box. And for those people watching on Facebook, please just enter your questions in the comment field. I am monitoring that feed, and I'll be sure to get those questions answered for you. Please note, this event is currently being recorded and is currently live on Facebook. The recording will be on the Career DFW Facebook page and the Career USA YouTube channel for others to view in the future. By participating in this event, and if you have your microphone or camera on, you give consent for your name and picture to appear. Please note that any comments that you put in the Zoom chat window do not appear in the recording. Well, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jeff Morris. Back in 2008, I started a website called careerdfw.org to help those who are unemployed in the Dallas-Fort Worth area by putting everything they need to know about their job search in one place. In 2012, I started a second website, careerusa.org, to help people outside the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I have written a book called What I've Learned About Your Job Search That You May Not Know. It is available on Amazon. Since 2007, I've been facilitating and leading the North Dallas Plano Career Focus Group. The group's been around since the late 1990s, and we have a great program tomorrow morning. So at the end of the session, I'll tell you all about it. And since 2017, I've been a member of the practice interview team. If you need to practice your interviewing skills, here's a great way to have a panel interview. It's totally free. If you'd like to get more information on scheduling a practice interview, just please reach out to me. Well, each week we've got a different speaker talking about networking. Today will be our 20th different speaker talking about networking. So it's quite a collection. I've got 3 more new faces to put on here in the next few weeks coming up. So thank you very much for joining us today. Today, our speaker is Sonia Lowery. She's the Vice President at Lee Heck Harrison, Career Transition Consultant, and her topic is a secret weapon to simplify your networking efforts. So Sonia, thank you for being with us, and I'll let you tell people more about yourself.
Great. Thank you, Jeff, for having me, and thank you for being here today. I have been with LHH I just celebrated 21 years as a career transition coach and feel very blessed to have been here for so long. Some of you may know me. I don't recognize any of the names so far, but this is a topic near and dear to my heart, the secret weapon that will help you in your networking efforts. So let me see if I can share my screen. Ooh, what happened?
I just stopped sharing my screen. So yeah, you should still be able to share yours.
Well, this is my first time to do this, so bear with me. Here we go. There we go. Yay. How do I get all these people off my screen, Jeff? Never mind. Do you see it?
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, you just want to put it in PowerPoint mode, put it in presentation mode.
There you go.
Here we go.
But I see everybody's on my screen. How do I get rid of that?
In the upper right-hand corner, I think you can click View and just change it to Speaker View or Standard or something.
No, it's not working.
Can you see your PowerPoint?
Most of it.
Try doing Alt Tab and you should be able to. cycle through to get to the right thing. Do Alt Tab and just hit Tab, hold down.
There we go. Yay. All right, here we go. Sorry about that. All right, so the agenda for this afternoon is understanding the importance of a marketing plan. I can't tell you how important being prepared for your networking efforts is going to help you. And I know from experience that most of you are not really keen on networking. What we've discovered is over 90% of our clients are finding jobs through their network. So if you're not networking, you need to be. We're going to review some of the components of a good marketing plan and discover how to use it to create focus and drive networking conversations. How do you make it easy? You know, we need to make it simple for people to help us. We need to help them help us in our networking efforts. So the marketing plan, as you move through, it leverages your productivity as far as networking. If 90% of our clients are finding jobs through their network, then this is going to help you make it simple to make contact with your network. Some of us feel awkward in doing that, but we're going to talk about that in a little bit. So it leverages your productivity. It provides a strategic plan for you as you begin this networking efforts if you haven't done so already. You do want to have a plan for your networks. You need to look at your contacts and see which contacts are your primary contacts. You know, I was in sales for probably 15 years, and we had an A list, a B list, and a C list. Well, who's on your A list? Your primary contacts that you want to contact first. And then it helps create a focus. When you sit down to do this, it's going to help you figure out where you want to go, who do you want to work for, what industries you want to work for, and what skills and value do you bring to that next company? So the marketing plan components, branding statement, which is very important. Hopefully, most of you have a really good branding statement, and I'm going to share some examples with you in just a few minutes. Ideal roles. Have you thought about what is your ideal role? What is your dream job? Strengths and achievements. What strengths do you have, and what achievements, most notable, do you want to share with others as you navigate this transition? And then, do you have a target list of companies, or do you have a target list of industries, or do you have both? As you go through this process, you will probably find companies that you've never heard about. So that list is going to be forever changing. You're going to add and delete all the time. So here's on the left of your screen, you're going to see a marketing plan from one of my executives from several years ago. This to me, I looked at it and first of all, it's visually appealing. I loved it. And I asked him if I could use it as an example. And of course he said yes. But if you look at it, he has his photo, he has his core competencies at the top, his background, his ideal roles, his biography, his education, his contact. I have several examples I'm going to share with you as we go through this presentation. He talks about his professional achievements and his successes, and then at the bottom, his target industries and companies. However, again, that changed on an ongoing basis. Now, the marketing plan versus the bio, what he did, he made a bio out of his marketing plan. As you can see, this bio does not have the target industries or the target companies listed, which is great. He just lists his profile. He changed some of the verbiage in that, but I can give you an example of how he used this. My philosophy is you always want to think outside the box, especially when you're networking. So one of the things that he was in my office and he said, Sonia, he said, I'm interested in Topgolf. Okay. At the time, I didn't know, but I knew the name of the CEO. So I said, what we're going to do, we're going to use this bio. You're going to write a short and sweet cover letter to this gentleman. You're going to go to the post office, get an 8.5 by 11 express envelope. I think it's $4, and it's different. And you're going to hand write his name and address on the envelope and put it in snail mail. Nobody gets snail mail anymore, even back then, 7 years ago or so. So try that. See if it works. Put something different, because it is different than a resume. It's very appealing to the eye. And then there's this list of target companies at the bottom on the left-hand side. Here's a couple more examples. What I wanted to share, and Jeff and I were talking about this, if you look at the posture of these two gentlemen, they are facing inward to where, you know, it's like they're talking to you. Whereas Eric's, he was facing out. So when you put your marketing plan together and you put your photo on your marketing plan, make sure that it faces towards your verbiage. Does that make sense? And the one on the left, it wasn't complete, but I loved what he said and the way he laid it out and his verbiage in that marketing plan. And then the other one, Philip, he added his target industries. And all of them are going to be different. No marketing plan is going to be the same. This is another example. I like this one too because it's different. It's horizontal and it's very simple to read. You know, as you put this together, just know that most people don't read paragraphs anymore. And I like this one because it's bulleted and it's easy to read. You can skim through it quickly. It's got his contact information, a photo, his competencies, his achievements, his target functions, what is he looking for, and what are some of the target companies that he's interested in. Just because they don't have job opportunities that you see on any of the job boards or on LinkedIn doesn't mean that they don't have job opportunities. 85% of the opportunities that are available out there are not going to be advertised anywhere. So how are you going to find those opportunities? Through your network. Jill put together a horizontal marketing plan, which I really liked as well. And I wanted to share that with you today because it's very, very different. But it's easy to read. She did a really, really good job with putting that together. I'm amazed at the marketing plans that I see from our clients. The branding statement. What you want to do when you're creating a branding statement, and hopefully most of you have that, you're going to convert your conversational positioning statement into a written document or a written paragraph. Don't make it too long, make it very concise. What is it that you bring? What core competencies do you have? Skills, personal characteristics that match up with the job descriptions that you're searching. This gives you a really good example. Results driven or driving business leader with proven supply chain, strategic sourcing and general management experience in Fortune 500, private equity and startup environments with a track record of exceeding performance goals. Dynamic, persistent, and action-oriented executive with strong leadership and problem-solving skills, as well as excellent communication skills. Adapt at effectively managing complexity and collaborating to solve problems. I'm not going to read all of these, but I'm going to put these on the screen so you can take a look at them. You know, you want to take a look at, I like this one, it's short and sweet. It gets to the point. Forward-thinking senior leader, track record of providing successful strategic and tactful marketing leadership, improves organizational effectiveness and drives company growth. You know what? it has to be very concise. Again, people don't read long paragraphs. Here's another one that I threw in there. I like the last sentence. My why is to be a positive influence on others so we can compete and succeed at our goals together. Make it unique. Make your branding statements unique if you can. And then the last one, proven leader with extensive experience designing and delivering solutions that meet needs of the business. And then your target market. What is your target market? List the types of organizations you plan to pursue and research, the types of organizations and or the types of industries. I just had an executive from American Airlines, and he was there for probably close to 30 years. And he was like, how do I transfer my skills into another industry? And he did. It took him a while, but he did. He landed at Keurig Dr. Pepper. So don't think just because you have been in one industry for a long period of time that you can't make changes into another industries. All of us have transferable skills that transfer into other industries. It has to be a good sell. In your marketing plan, you want to include 4 elements. What is your geography? Do you want to stay in the DFW area, or do you have aspirations of relocating to a different market? What industry type? Do you want manufacturing, finance, healthcare? What is it that you're looking for? What size? Do you want large, medium, small? My philosophy is, let's look at the small to medium-sized companies where you can go and make a difference within these organizations and use your expertise to help them grow and be successful. And most importantly, what is the culture? You have to think about what culture are you looking for, especially with the changing job markets in the last year and a half. What culture are you looking for? And make sure that you find what's going to make you happy. And here you go, geographic area. Do you want Southwest, Southeast, type of industries? We talked about that. Size of organizations. You have so many choices as you build this target marketing list. And then most importantly, what is the culture? Your target list of companies and or industries, you need to start with a list of 20 to 30 companies and use criteria to identify the organizations. Again, geography, size, culture, those types of things that are of interest to you. Research companies on LinkedIn or reference solutions. What is reference solutions? Well, it used to be, I think it was Reference USA. And you can find that at the library, at any public library. You can do target and research companies. As long as you have a library card, you can use that reference solutions. I would highly recommend it. Or you could just go to their websites and research the companies. But don't go into an interview if you haven't done your research on the companies. I don't know how many of you know what the Dallas Business Journal is. It is an amazing publication that has been around for a long time. I have a subscription myself, a personal subscription to that. And I get the Book of List. The Book of List is, it's amazing. It's published every year in December, and it encompasses information about the Metroplex and industries, banks. It gives a list of manufacturing firms. One of the lists that I really use is the top 50 mid-market list, where there's a list of 50 companies that are in the mid-market. It's very, very useful. Minority-owned businesses, hospitals, accounting firms, data centers. It lists the location, the size of the company, and a lot of times it'll list the top local executives. So you'll have a name of a contact. It's very, very resourceful. And then the Dallas Business Journal You can also find at the library if you don't want to buy the subscription. If I were in a job search, I would consider that. You get via your computer every morning what's going on in the Metroplex. They tell you little snippets about what's in the Dallas Business Journal. It gives you a lot of great information. And then most people don't think about this, but the chambers of commerce, the economic development councils, great place to get information about companies that say Richardson, Plano, Frisco, Dallas. I mean, they all have information about the companies, the size, and their job is to help the community. So take advantage of your chambers of commerce. Using your marketing plan, it increases your productivity. One of the things that you can do when you are making contact with your networks, your primary networks, you can sit down with them or call them or email them a copy of your marketing plan. When you are working with your network, it's very awkward to share your resume. They can't find you a job. What you could say about your marketing plan, I put together some information about my plan. I would love for you to take a look at it. Maybe give me some suggestions, give me your opinion, take a look at my target list of companies that I'm looking at right now. If you have contact information within any of those companies, I would love an introduction. It is so, so helpful in opening up those doors. You know, people come to me and they say, well, I haven't talked to this person in 10 years. If I had a contact that from 10 years ago and they contacted me for help, I would be honored. So think of it that way. If they would be honored that you would call them and ask them their opinions, for suggestions, things like that. And you'd be surprised at what that might fall into. It might fall into a new position, or they may know somebody within a company you're trying to target. You never know. I mean, everybody wants to help. We just need to make it easy for them to help you. So this does increase your productivity. Once you get started, and learn how to do this process, it will make it a lot easier and very, very fruitful for you. It shows your network contacts that you are very focused and polished in your job search, that you are ready to go. This is who I am. This is what roles I'm looking for. This is where I'd like to go. Here's some of my accomplishments, achievements in the industry. Can you help me? The 4 most powerful words in the English language are, I need your help. So everybody's willing to help you. Let's just make it easy for them. The next steps is creating a marketing plan using the 4 components. Your branding statement. You know, don't make it long, make it very impactful. Think about what it is that these companies are looking for. Read job descriptions so you know that. What are your ideal roles? What roles are you looking for at the moment? And you know, that may change as you navigate this job search. That information should be in your header on your LinkedIn as well, your ideal roles, your strengths, your achievements, your accomplishments. What did you do well? Then you're going to have a list of those. And you know what, your marketing plan can change depending on what industry you're looking at, what positions you're seeking. And then you're going to have your target list of companies and or industries. And you're going to define the size and scope of your target organizations. Figure out what size of companies you want to go to work for. I think that's the most important thing. Do you want to go back into a large company? Do you want to really do some research on small to medium-sized companies? That's where you can use the Dallas Business Journal, the library, the chambers of commerce. Let them help you. Incorporate the marketing plan into your networking strategy. I promise you, when you have something that is so focused, you're going to look polished and ready for your search. And it's going to just make you look good. I can't tell you how important that is. A lot of my clients put this task off, but when they do it, they're very happy that they did, because it does help open up a lot of doors. All right.
Well, one question David asked, can you please go over again the difference between a bio and a marketing plan?
I can't hear you, Jeff.
Oh, can you please go over the difference between a bio and a marketing plan again?
Okay, the marketing plan is going to list your ideal roles, your target companies and industries, whereas the bio is going to talk more about your value and your history. What have you done and what have you achieved? And that's typically the difference between the marketing plan. You don't want to put the target companies on your bio ever, but on your marketing plan you will. There's some different verbiage in there, but you know, a lot of the bios that I have seen that are your typical bios are all paragraphs. That's why I like the one that we just went over, because it's so easy to read, and it just tells you exactly what Eric is looking for and his achievements, and where he went to school, what his education is, where did he work, what has he done, and what does he want to do. Do you want me to show that again, Jeff?
Excuse me, no, not necessary, but I will say this, be sure
Okay.
that when on your marketing plan, that please be sure that when you're going to send this out, especially if you're sending it out to a contact at a company, that if it's a company that you're interested in, make sure they're the very first listing on your target list of companies, because you don't want, there's a story out there about somebody sent this out and the person looked at the thing and says, well, you say you're interested with my company, but I'm not even here on your list, you know? So
Yeah.
make sure that whoever you send it to, get it top on the list.
Right.
Questions anybody else has? I did put a sample biography, or sample bio and a sample, two different bios in the chat window. So if you like, you can download those from there. And the only thing is, neither of those are a marketing plan because none of them have target companies listed, but it's just a matter of adding the target companies to get yourself to that point.
How many of you have a marketing plan? Do you?
Anyone?
I can't tell you how effective it is in your networking, especially if you don't like to network. It's a tough job, but make it easier on yourself. Sit down and get it done. It will help you tremendously as you navigate this job search. To share it with everyone you know or everyone who knows you. Ask for their advice, whether you want it or not. Ask for it. Suggestions, opinions. It's very, very helpful. Any other questions?
Yeah, John has a good one here. What are some good questions to ask to understand culture? So if you're trying to figure out if you're trying to figure out what the culture of a company is, what are some good questions to ask?
If you're networking with someone within the organization, ask them, what is the culture within the organization? The only way you're going to know that is to find somebody within the organization. You don't want to find it out after you get in. You need to find somebody that works there that knows the culture. So, I mean, they could say it's a great culture, but once you get in, you might find it to be different. I would not only want to know that, but what is the management style? Are they micromanagers? Are they hands-off management? Do they lead? What kind of management style do they have? That's going to tell you a lot. But yeah, the culture, you're not going to know unless you know someone that works within the company or find somebody that can tell you that.
Great. Lily, did you have a question? I see you're unmuted your mic.
Oh, yes, that was accidental. But I must say you've come up with the schedule very appropriately, because tomorrow morning's presentation is a good follow through from today's, I think.
Yeah, this is sort of by fluke. Tomorrow morning at the North Dallas Plano Career Focus Group, we're going to talk about reference solutions on how to find target companies. So
Yes.
it's believe it was by chance that we happened to do these two sessions back to back. But yeah, if you don't have a good list of target companies, join us tomorrow morning, and I'll talk more about that.
And you know
here.
what? I was going to ask you about that, Jeff. Go ahead, David.
Sonia.
You said
No, I'm happy to have that there is going to be a presentation on that, because everybody needs to know that, especially if they don't have access to any type of outplacement services and things like that. I mean, we have our own list of companies, but they, what is it called now? It used to be Reference USA.
To Reference Solutions.
Reference
Solutions.
Solutions. Yes. Yeah, go to
David?
that. It's very interesting.
Yeah, David, did you have a question?
I did actually. You said something to the effect that if we don't have refined or a sufficient target list, join you tomorrow morning.
Yes, tomorrow morning at the North Dallas Plano Career Focus Group at 9:30 in the morning, 10:30 your time.
Okay, how do I find their Zoom link?
I put an email out about in the last hour or so, and if you don't get it in your email, shoot me an email and I'll reply
Okay.
back with it.
What time is it?
9:30 Central Time.
9:30 Central, 10:30 for me. Okay, I'll try and find it. Thanks. What's it called?
North Dallas Plano Career Focus
North
Group.
Dallas Plano Group. Thank you.
Any other questions we can answer for anybody? I think a bio and a marketing plan are so very, very important, because when you go to network with somebody, never send I mean, here's, I guess, this is my point of view, is you never send a resume until you have a job description and you know what they need, because until that happens, you don't know what to put on a resume. But a bio tells people what it is you do and how you can help on a high level, and hopefully will get them to want to contact you more often.
You know
Anything
what,
else?
when you send this marketing plan to your network, they're going to look at you and say, "Guy, they're really focused and they know what they want." Whether you do or not doesn't really matter, but it makes you look good to your network. So make contact with people that you haven't talked to in a while. Share it with them. Don't share your resume at this time unless they ask for it. It's just different.
And even if they ask for a resume, if they don't have the bio, send the bio first and tell them, I'll be glad to send you a resume, but I'd like to know more about the job first, because you don't know what their pain point is, and you want to make sure that you address what it is they need the most. You could have all those skills, but you never got around to talking about those. So anything else from anybody?
Your network may not have jobs for you, but they can help you get your foot in the door if they have contact information.
Right.
It's Leora. I have a question. Isn't the bio basically the same as your LinkedIn?
Is your bio
No.
like your LinkedIn profile?
Your
LinkedIn
LinkedIn profile should be your resume,
Yeah,
basically.
LinkedIn is more like your resume.
Yeah,
I
your
kind of
bio
think
is
that
going to be short and sweet.
the LinkedIn profile should be your billboard. It shouldn't be a massive thing. It's just basically get somebody's attention, then point them to your resume, which is a little bit further down. I tend to think of it as
Yeah,
a
I disagree
billboard.
with that. I totally disagree with that because you know what? Resumes are old school. The ATS systems don't work. This is my opinion. And who looks at your resume? How many resumes do you mail or send out or post that even get looked at? 2%. 2%. 97% of these hiring authorities are looking at LinkedIn first. So you better have all that information on your LinkedIn. I mean, I can't tell you how important that is. We hear it all the time. Nobody looks at your resume anymore unless you hand it to them. You know, I love it when my clients say, I'm going to have a resume for this, a resume for that. And I'm like, I wouldn't waste my time. Put it all in LinkedIn and let them find you on LinkedIn. Now, if 97% of hiring authorities are looking at LinkedIn, I don't care what you do with a resume. You need a resume right now, but hopefully in the near future you won't.
So
I'll
Sonia,
probably be retired from by then.
yeah, so Sonia, I have a question. So what does, you're looking at the job market, you see what's out there. What are your predictions coming up here for the next several months?
Oh, that's such a good question. Okay, so my prediction, and I've seen it recently, one of my clients, he's been looking for 2 years, just sent me an email. He just landed a job. So every year from probably the end of August after Labor Day through December 31st is the best time of year to search and land. Do not stop in November, because if you do, the first quarter is going to be really tough. So keep up your job search, as hard as that is, and I know it is. Don't stop, because all those people who stop their job search in November, it's less competition for you. And companies are more apt to want to meet with you and talk to you because it's the holiday, right? Most people are happier during that time. But I see it picking up. I mean, our clients are landing really good jobs, and it's a little slow. August typically is slow, so is July. But after Labor Day, I feel like it's going to pick up. These companies need to hire people.
Well, great. Well, Sonia, thank you very, very much. Thank you for your time today. Thanks for your presentation.
Thank
So-
you. Good luck to everyone.
Thank you very, very much. All right, coming up in 2 weeks, our next networking session will be on August 26th. Ford Myers, who is a career coach and author, will be talking about networking, the core of your search. Career DFW and Career USA, we're putting on training 4 days a week right now. Coming up tomorrow morning, as we already mentioned, tomorrow morning, 9:30 at the North Dallas Plano Career Focus Group, how to find target companies using reference solutions. So if you don't have a public library card at your public library, I recommend go out this afternoon and go get it, because after you see this presentation tomorrow, you're going to want to go online, and you can do it right from the comfort of your home. You don't have to go into the library. You'll be able to go online and start accessing and figuring out and looking at this program. So Mike and Kip have been teaching this for a couple years now, and it's a great tool to do. So please join us tomorrow morning at 9:30. Next Tuesday for LinkedIn Tuesdays, how to use LinkedIn for job hunting, strategies to get results. That'll be with Locke Alderson. Next Wednesday for Interviewing Wednesdays, we'll be on session number 3, Star Stories, a deep dive. Star Stories are very, very important, because when you're in an interview, you've got to be able to tell people what the situation was, what the task was, what the action you took, and what the result is. So it's a great way to sort of quantify and come up with stories that you've talked about on your resume. Now you've got to be able to talk about it in an interview. And then next Thursday, we'll be on back to so it'll be the 3rd Thursday of the month. We'll be talking about resumes, strategies to beat the ATS system. And that's with Rex Sayat. Many of you know Rex from the Frisco Career Transition Workshop. He'll be our speaker next Thursday. If you'd like to join the Career DFW and Career USA LinkedIn groups, you're welcome to do so. The Career DFW, you do not need to live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area to join the DFW group. Both of them are available. You're welcome to join either or both. This session has been recorded. It will be on the Career DFW Facebook page and the Career USA YouTube channel. Please follow us on Facebook. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'd really, really appreciate it. On the Career USA YouTube channel, it looks something like this. You'll see where it says playlist. Click on playlist. We see the green arrow. And then down below, don't click on the video, but click where you see that red arrow where it says view full playlist. And then up will come all the different speakers who've been talking about networking or about interviewing or whatever topic you'd like to see. If you're not receiving emails about our workshops, if you're not getting a daily email about it, you're welcome to join the Career USA mailing list. I control it. You will never be spammed. We'll be putting out 5 or 6 emails a week. The nice thing about it is every day you get the title of the day, the topic of the day, and the Zoom link of the day. So just send an email to Career USA, the + subscribe at groups.io, and I'll put that email address up here at the very end. Please note, Career DFW, we're a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Sonia volunteered her time today. I'm a volunteer. We have no full or part-time employees. What I've done over the last 13 years has strictly been to help you land your next great opportunity. We survive on donations. It pays for the web hosting, the web names, the state and local filings that we have to pay for. So please consider making a donation when you get your next job. We'd really greatly appreciate it. So thank you for joining us today. Hopefully we'll see you in the morning, all about target companies tomorrow morning at 9:30. For everybody else, have a great rest of the week, and we'll see you next week if we don't see you in the morning. Thank you, Sonia.
Bye, everybody. Thank you. Good luck.